Hi, my name is Michael Larson, and this video is about the big brain, little brain, flipping your lid, the upstairs brain, downstairs brain, wherever terms you want to use. And the reason I'm doing a video about it is throughout my videos, if you've seen my other videos, I talk a lot about the stress response and the whole belief of my parent coaching and helping transform parents and children's lives is based on learning to effectively parent opposed to emotionally parenting. So I wanted to do a video in terms of the brain and break it down. I posted some pictures yesterday and I hope that helps. There's some books out there. And I wanted to give a shout out to Dr. Dan Siegel. His work is where I saw this stuff for the first time. And I realized I had been practicing this when I was fostering and working with kids for years and parenting. And what I learned was working and what wasn't working. When I seen his work, I was like, this is what I was doing. Okay, this is why it started working. Okay, so to teach ourselves and to teach our children, this is what I would do. So you have the brainstem, the amygdala, which is the little brain. The little brain is our stress response. That is our fight, flight, or freeze. The little brain is our alarm center. That's for survival. Our nervous system is wired to keep us safe. So if we were in danger from a threat, we could have adrenaline, cortisol, we could run away, we could fight back, we could overpower, or we could freeze and just not be present to some horrible event. So it's meant to keep us safe. But what happens with the amygdala in our day-to-day lives and interactions with our friends, our family, our spouses, our partners, with our children, is we enter our amygdala and emotions take over and we lose control. So our children can enter their amygdala as well and lose control. So when they're in their little brain, you're gonna see things like fighting, kicking, throwing things, pushing. That would be fight. If you're seeing things like fidgeting, can't sit still, playing with stuff, wanting to run away, that would be flight. If you're seeing them like stare at the ground, shut down, just go totally mute, not talk, unable to move, that would be freeze. So your goal always before you go into discipline which is teaching, is to get them out of the little brain into their big brain. So the big brain, the prefrontal cortex, is where we can think, we can problem solve, we can reason, where we're in control. When we're in our prefrontal cortex, our big brain, we are in a receptive state. We can talk to people calmly, we can problem solve. This is where you want your child before you do any type of disciplining, any type of redirection, any type of teaching. If they flip their lid and they're in their little brain, your only goal is to help them get back into their big brain. If they did something you didn't like, that was horrible, you will address it, but you need to get them back into their big brain. As a parent, you got to teach yourself about the little brain and the big brain, and you don't want to interact with your children when you are in your little brain. And if it happens, fine, it happens all the time. You're gonna make mistakes. The whole goal is to do things differently. If things aren't working, you need to do things differently. Yelling at our kids, threatening our kids, scaring our kids, that's not effective parenting. Teaching them, role modeling, connecting, communication, that is how we effectively parent. And a big part of it is teaching them how the brain works, teaching ourselves from a young age so they can learn how to deal with their feelings. Science has proven the brain isn't fully developed till you're 25 years old. So with a small child or as they get older, a teenager, and the brain's changing in that, we gotta have expectations that are good expectations, not ones that are too high. Because if their brain's not fully developed in terms of thinking, problem solving, and reasoning, why are we expecting them to be expert problem solvers just like we are as an adult? Their default is going to be their little brain until their big brain is more developed. So we got to be patient with our kids. We got to have some understanding. We got to help them. We got to guide them along. The brain is also ever changing, so they call that neuroplasticity. So anything you've been doing with your kid, it's not working and for years, and you're seeing a lot of fight, flight, or freeze within yourself or your kid, you can undo that. Change is a process, but you can rewire the brain for yourself and for your kid, and things will get easier. And lastly, the brain is, it's not simple how we work. So to be patient with yourselves and patient with your children. So I hope that helps. Have a good day.